Hey guys, welcome back here at another round of the master pattern developing from last week. We're looking at the 1 day chart, and right now I have the 4 hour chart open on my Helsinki Ashi chart analysis. And we looked at last week, we left off. We were looking at the 1 day development pattern here. We're seeing the master pattern developing with the highs and lows. And today we saw a breakout with substantial volume, and that's a great indication of some buying activities, some heavy lifters, some insiders, right? And let's take a look at the 4 hour chart again. So we see here as the pattern is developing, definitely it's still a little bit too early to say which way the pattern is going to eventually rip because we still are in early birdie. We still have to wait for another leg to develop. So when we look at the 30 days and we see the highs and lows of the development pattern, we see that 395, 390 level was a good support. So we're looking to, again, keep breaking through these development areas. If this is going to be if they decide to bring this market higher, they definitely are looking to bring it to the 609 level, as this will act as a magnet. So before we reach that level, though, the other pattern magnet will be the 480, the 528, the 601. Okay, so as you can see, this actually acts beautiful as a support line. We don't have ever control of what's going to happen, so we let it just develop, and we use our best indicator is to really wait for the right signals that the market will give us. Right now, the reason why this level acted as a magnet, and so a lot of different stop orders were hit, and that gave it a volume bounce right here, because once it hit this level right here, there were you have people going in short here that they went in short here, a lot of people, and over here it didn't hit their stop losses. But once it broke that level, a lot of stop losses went in, and that hit. You can see how stop losses were activated, and when a stop loss is activated, a buy signal is that means somebody's buying. Okay, with somebody selling, so you have that dip there. When we look at the volume, let's take a look at the volume. Well, volume, we were looking for volume. I was talking on Friday. Definitely, we want to see that volume level rise up. We definitely have the volume risen today for sure. We also have some news on the stock, and they successfully closed $336 million in concurrent offering of common stock convertible senior note, strengthening its balance sheet and creating enhanced 2025 cash flow. We'll see. The stock is up about 10% today. It did hit a high of 465. And when we look at the 4 hour, we see a beautiful pattern right here of breaking through, right? So the master pattern acting as support, bounced off. So if you were in, definitely never want to be in with any of this situation. You want to be out because you don't know which direction Now, if we have tomorrow, if we have a follow through on this, then I would say that 464, 465 will be the level that has to break. If tomorrow we are, even today, if this candle continues to be bullish, we might see a follow through tomorrow. Then that will be an indication that the stock might be going higher. Until then, though, keep watching it. I'm going to look for the profit for the profile, volume profile here. As you can see, this is the gap that we wanted to be filled, and it did. It filled the gap. Stocks will always fill gaps. So this is that was an important indicator for me. When I looked at this, I said, well, you have to fill this gap. So it tried to fill it here on this day, on the 6th, but it didn't complete it. Today, we completed it. So that's one gap, but we have another one. We have another gap, and that's going to be this gap right here. This has to be absorbed. So we might see this happening this week. With the current news, we might, I'm going to we're going to keep looking at this gap right here. This is the gap 505, 451. Definitely potentially. We'd have some support here though. The 495 is definitely a magnet area. This is a lot of people went short here. They entered. A lot of them entered here. And what we see this gap right here is what triggered today stop losses. Stop losses were triggered at 438. All this absorption right here. Now we have a lot of people that were basically shaken out from the stock at this level, and obviously it creates a big gap. So we'll see if this is going to be something that we're going to potentially cover this week. All right, guys, I hope that helps. Bye bye.